podcast where extra credit is not only a bonus, but a requirement for listening in. As time marches on, so does the progress of time. Where were we? So yeah, Kenly. Not a bad dude, but also not the greatest. I mean, he's no Lincoln and he's no Lee. And for an institution that didn't allow women until 1920, which... actually, that's pretty good. Like, that's 6 years before Sarah Lawrence was established. So yeah, good on you, Kenly College, for being ahead of the curve on that one. But yeah, the real reason they let women in wasn't because they were super progressive or anything. It's because they needed the money. World War I had, like, totally ravaged the population, and there were not a lot of dudes looking to get their education when they were worried about starting families. And those who were dealing with PTSD and the influenza pandemic that wiped out a lot of potential student bodies. However, there were a lot of spinsters looking to make something of themselves, and Kenly capitalized on this new demand for higher learning for ladies. In order to go co-ed, 2 additional dorms were built to house the new students. I mean, it was the roaring 20s, but it was still the 20s and, like, way before the sexual revolution was even a thing. And it took, like, another 37 years for Kenly to be like, no, we don't want to be associated with that creepy-ass secret society BS anymore. They wanted to appear more modern and liberal and tried to rebrand the college as a bastion for free thinkers and exploration. But there is still some really jacked up shit in the student code of conduct. If you haven't seen the original charter and code of conduct shit, you should check it out in the library special collection. It's creepy as fuck. I mean, like, there's a section on how Puerto Rican you can be to be a member. Like, what? Welcome back to To Kenlycast, the only podcast that's still casting. I know we've talked about some of the weird shit on campus, like the obelisk. I mean, could there be, like, a more phallic symbol just hanging out in the quad? We get it. You are a men's organization. You need the penis beacon to light your way. It's just super weird. But, like, not as weird as the fact that there's, like, a church with a crypt on campus. Like, why is there a crypt? Who's buried in the crypt? Is a crypt without bodies? Like, if the crypt doesn't have bodies, is it just a basement? And, like, if we get high as fuck and try to hold a seance in the church basement, is that, like, super weak sauce compared to holding one in the crypt? But it's weird, right? And, like, I've gone to the library and tried to research the shit, but like a bunch of the golden architect shit that's just embedded in the floor and walls, the college doesn't really want you to know about it. Oh, and, like, the statue that's in front of the library, that, like, weird silver lady, you know why that's there, right? Some chick in the 70s got tired of staring at the big dick in the quad, and so she was like, we need a naked chick to counterbalance that shit. That's some white feminist nonsense. Like, not to body shame or whatevs, but just throwing a naked silver lady that blinds the fuck out of you on sunny days in front of the library does not offset the huge marble dong that you can see from space. And I swear to God, sometimes if the angle is right, that obelisk is, like, right between her tits and she's grabbing it, and, like, the mirror reflection titty fucking thing is, like, so not what the artist intended. I probably shouldn't smoke and then record this podcast. Good thing this shit's not live. The only podcast for and about Kenly College that gets you extra credit in your history and media production courses. This is Eve, and today we are talking about the history of Kenly. Exciting stuff. I know we've all heard the rumors about the secret society that constructed the obelisk in some of the buildings on campus, but what's the truth? Well, our beloved General Kenly was a member of the Golden Architects. He was the original owner of this land, and he did decree that the college be founded so that an education in line with the core beliefs of the order could be established for Maryland men, and the reservoir be built to serve the moral, intellectual, and practical needs of Maryland. Like, this guy super had a savior complex. And I know it was normie for his time, but that's toad sexist now.